Do you also feel that you're just not confident? Like everybody tells you how to get more confident, you're watching it on YouTube, but you still don't really feel an improvement. Because if that's how you feel, then I probably have the answer for you, because I just found out the answer for myself. The thing is, I have always been a very low confidence type of guy. I've been the type of person who would always mostly want to please other people than pleasing myself. So instead of doing something that will make me happy, I would do something that made other people happy. Maybe you can even relate to this. That means that I could never be confident in saying what I actually truly felt. I never really had the balls to do what I wanted to do, because I always thought that I had to be this kind of perfect person who would always do what others would like me to do. That's why probably most people who know me will say that I'm always such a nice guy, and maybe even too nice, and I was. And that's because I felt like that was the identity that I had. I thought, furthermore, that if I weren't this kind of nice person, I would get into fights and I would just get my ass kicked. But for some reason, I actually got hated anyway. And I think the reason for this is mostly because I was weak and I was small, but I also think it's because I never really stood out to my true feelings and opinions. I never said anything that I felt. I just always tried to please the others. So if they had a problem, they came to talk to me, and I would just always say nice things to them, like, oh no, it's not your fault, it's not your fault. But it truly was, like, I literally thought, like, yeah, you're an asshole. But I said, like, no, they are the asshole. Like, honestly, that's something that I really regret, is that I didn't stay true to my feelings and my opinions when I was younger. And that's why I think that I've always been an easy target, because I never stood up for myself. But anyway, that's a separate point. The way that you can increase your confidence is actually by stop saying things that you're gonna do and not doing them anyway. I am a master of this. I always have so many plans in my head that I want to do, like, oh, tomorrow we're just gonna wake up early and we're gonna make that fucking video, or I'm gonna drink all this water because it's good for me, I'm gonna do this workout, I'm gonna smash all of this, I'm gonna read that entire book, and I never do any single one of them. And every single time I tell myself that I will do it and I don't do it, I lose more confidence in myself. Because the reason why we do this is because we are expecting ourselves to do the things that we, of course, are telling ourselves to do. But the more that we don't do it, the less we will want to believe in ourselves. Let me give you an example so this is maybe easier to understand. Think about if you had to go to the gym. You have a partner, and every single time he tells you that he's actually going to come to the training. So you get down to the training, you're waiting for him. But when you actually are at the gym and you're waiting for him, he doesn't come. Imagine if that didn't just happen once, but twice, 3 times, 4 times. It became something that just happened every now and then. Would you then believe him if he told you that he will come? No. That's exactly why we have to stop telling ourselves that we wanna or we're gonna do this thing, and then we don't do it. Then it's just better to not even think about doing it. Because you can tell by the example, right? We are actually losing more trust in ourselves because we are not doing what we are saying that we actually are gonna do. So we're just coping and bullshitting ourselves. So the next time that you have all sorts of plans, think it through. Will I actually do this? Or maybe even better, write it down. Have it in front of you. Or maybe set an alarm for that time that you're gonna tell yourself that you're gonna do the thing that you want to do. Because then maybe you will have a higher chance of actually doing it. So now you may wonder, what am I doing to kind of solve this problem? And the way that I solve this problem is exactly how I just said. I try to write it down as much as possible into a to-do list, so I always am reminded that I need to do it. But not only just remind myself of doing it, but also why am I doing it? You really need a why. For example, right now I'm doing massages for my muscles in my face so I can get a different shape. You know, I have a very uneven face, so that's why I'm trying to make it more even. That's my motivation for every time I don't want to do it. It's, do you want to be fucking ugly forever? That's why you don't get girls, like all of these different things, and it kind of motivates me to do it. The last thing that I want to say, the last tip that I want to give you, is that you could also make it quicker to do. What I mean by this is that if your habit that you want to start doing, or the things that you want to do, takes more than 2 minutes, then cut it down. Because you're not gonna do it. And I know 2 minutes seems like fucking nothing. I told myself that also. But there's a book called Atomic Habits by James Clear. He's literally such a professional at habits. And he talks about a rule which is about a habit should not be more than 2 minutes. So if it takes more than 2 minutes to do, you shouldn't do the habit. Because most of the time we are not gonna do it. So if you wanna run a 5 kilometer run, then instead of saying that I'm gonna run 5 kilometers tomorrow when you haven't been running for fucking 3 years, then maybe just say that you wanna take your shoes on, you wanna take your outfit on, and that this may seem ridiculous, but actually most of the time that when we do this, we actually wanna start running. But it could also just be run 100 meters, do one sprint, then the next time just progress it. Again, we wanna make it a habit. Because when fuck me. When it is a habit, it is so much easier to do. Because let me give you an example. Imagine you had to go out of your house, and outside of your house there's snow all the way up to like your head, right? Imagine the first time that you're gonna walk through the snow. It's gonna be fucking difficult as fuck, isn't it? But the next time, maybe tomorrow already, that you have to go through it again, there's already a path. You have already walked through it once, so it's easier. But let's take the example that you don't do it. Then more snow will get to come, and the way will fill up again. So that's why we need to make it a habit, so it's easier for us to do it. It's such a good rule, and it's such a good kind of hack, you can say. And this will definitely improve your confidence, because you're not gonna fucking lie to yourself. You're actually gonna do the things that you are telling yourself that you will do. That is powerful. Thanks for watching, and go down and subscribe if you want this more of advice. If you think that I'm helping you, then that would be amazing. See you tomorrow.